Hey, what's going on, team? It's Ricky with Lone Pine Profit. Hope that you guys are all having a good start to the morning. I'm going to start sharing my screen just so you guys can see what we got going on here. Here we go. Make this a little bit smaller. We should see a little chat pop up. What's up? What's up? Hope that you guys are all having a good morning. Today it is Thursday. It is October 10th, 2019, and today's the natural gas report. So we're going to have a huge focus on in a little bit under an hour, right? At 1 hour after the market opens, this natural gas report comes out. It shifts natural gas either up or down. So again, if you're in a position on UGAS or on DGAS and you feel uncomfortable with maybe a 3% push up or a 3% push down, then you might want to close out your trade and hold off until after the report is released, right? Sell off city on /CL. Let's see it. So I'm going to pop this up in the 1 day 5 minute chart. We are reaching overbought territory. No confirmation of lower lows just yet. So I'm going to be waiting out for that. /CL was doing a beautiful job showing signs of an uptrend, right? All pre-market hours, from when I have the ability to trade, which is 4 o'clock. You guys can see from 4 o'clock, it's just been uptrending. It covered a huge ground up until this point, 1.39% for /CL. So for UWT, that's huge. From 4 o'clock, let's see where we're at. 4 o'clock, here we go. To overall highs around 980. That's about 4.79%, and the direction was pretty clear, although it's a little bit more choppy on the actual ETN, right? Extremely low volume on the crude oil though, moving like a snail. Oh, I can't say that. But no, yeah, I agree. Right now it's not moving too aggressively, but it doesn't necessarily have to if there's a consistent flow of pattern and direction, right? As of right now, it looks like it is trying to almost get rejected by this EMA line. It's very hard to say. It's in the very early stages if it is. I would just like to see lower lows. So I have my alerts both set if we end up making higher highs at 43.40, as I've been watching it pre-market hours. And I want to set my alert here to see if we make lower lows, right? I want to see if it begins to sell off. And if it does, it has a lot of margin to give back. And maybe I won't miss out on this one, right? But yeah, I wanted to see if I could answer any questions that any of you might have, and kind of, go off of that. So natural gas, kind of all over the place, a lot of consolidation, right? Although it is above the middle VWAP, it is consolidating a lot, and I don't know if I find the margin of profit to be worth it or anything like that. So I just wanted to get a better understanding of, okay, /CL with a huge push. Yep. Just, oh, there it goes. Why is my alert not going off? 53.39. As soon as you switched, it moved. Yeah, it's just like, oh, Ricky's not watching anymore. To the moon. But yeah, it's still uptrending, right? It could still continue to rally. It still has a lot of margin based off of previous highs, to hit highs of 53.60, 53.80 almost, based off of yesterday's performance. So we'll see where it goes. So why isn't Weston trading anymore? He's in Arkansas right now. One of his, I don't know if he's okay with me sharing, he's there for a funeral. So to put it into perspective, yeah. So a very unfortunate reason to visit back home. But yeah, that's where he's at right now. He should be back with us in like 3 days or something like that. So thoughts on the UGAS? Let's go ahead and check that out. So /NG, right? It would be very similar to how natural gas is performing. Although natural gas is above the middle VWAP, it's just consolidating a lot, and it's not really making higher highs. You kind of get what I mean. So if you like that consolidation, then you might find it attractive, but I just don't find that margin to be worth it, right? So because of that, I'm going to set my series of alerts and then follow up with it from that point. Any thoughts on OCGN? All right, right, so it's been descending, right, since pre-market, and then as soon as the market opened, it changed the overall direction. Let's take a little bit of a step back and see how it's been trading. Okay, so that I see why it is that you're bringing this up. It's not overall uptrending, like, yeah, it might be pushing up a little bit on the day, but it's really close to this resistance for the EMA line. I would wait to see if it actually begins to show signs of a reversal and really begins to make up this margin, which I would almost highly doubt if it happens anytime soon, just because of where the MACD is at, where the RSI is at, and it's been getting rejected nonstop by that EMA line. So I wouldn't be hopeful. Yeah, it does push up, but it doesn't hold for a very long period of time, and there's no consistent pattern. So because of that, I would have to say I'm out. So, and of course, appreciate it. So vote for him, right? The overall market can affect crude oil, of course. Definitely. That's usually what we've seen when there's aggressive sell-offs or aggressive pushes up. It's usually not used to crude oil, not normally, right? Jesus. But it's been used towards the market about the trade wars and stuff like that, right? And that has a positive or negative impact on our overall market, therefore has a positive or negative influence on, crude oil. But yeah, definitely a strong push up. We saw the effects of that on crude oil right now. So let's go ahead and wait. So check out PCG. Yeah. Oh, I heard about them. This is Procter & Gamble, right? So PCG, it was after hours. Yeah, that they filed for went through Chapter 11 bankruptcy, something like that. So this was yesterday though. Yeah, bankruptcy plan. Yeah. I read a little bit into it, not too much. I just knew that it was selling off during extended hours, but I didn't think too much of it. There's already bad news about it. There's a reason it's been selling off. So this was very unfortunate in how aggressive it sold off, but it's definitely news related. Good morning. What's going on, Gary? Thoughts on AMD? All right, so forward/CL picking back up again, so it's beginning to show signs of an uptrend. Not really making higher highs just yet, based off, what I'm looking at is based off of previous highs within the past couple of hours. This is where we're at right now, the overall lows, right? So if we're trying to get something for a good deal and sell it for profit, are you getting it for a good deal? No. Is it uptrending? Yes, but how much more margin does it have to cover? Can it continue to push up? Yes, so let's go ahead and I'd rather wait for that. So I'm going to set my alert down here and then simply follow up with it. So I just find it to be more overbought on the day than it is oversold, and it's overbought enough where the margin of profit isn't worth it, only if it continues to uptrend. So if it does continue to uptrend, then I'd rather wait for confirmation. Do you get what I mean? All right. That's it. Wow, nice. Tesla looking a little overbought, right? Let's see, natural gas broke above. Okay, so natural gas is now beginning to make higher highs. Let's see. Sweet. All right, there it goes. Definitely looks overbought still, right? So it's not anything that's out of the ordinary. It's making now these higher highs, but definitely not. As it pushes up here, is this somewhere where I want to buy? No. I mean, it's bound to pull back based off of recent patterns, consolidate around that SMA line or middle view up, and then continue to push up. So we'll see how high it goes right now as it's making higher highs. Kind of go from there. So there it goes. That's all in favor of you guys. How's this looking, team? So again, Isaac, we have said it before, and we've made a couple of videos about it, how the overall market does have an influence on crude oil. I've made like 4 videos about that. So yeah, there's definitely, it does have an influence, right, on if there's an aggressive sell-off or an aggressive push-up. Just look at the news that was released, extended hours yesterday, and how the market sold off, and then natural gas didn't follow, but crude oil did, right? Well, UWT decay, of course. Yeah, it's an ETF, right? ETF and ETNs. Any thoughts on Roku? Looks like it's pulling back, looking at the MACD, looking at the RSI. Okay, yesterday had a really strong rally. I saw a lot of people. Wow, it covered a lot more ground than I thought. All right, so it definitely covered a lot of ground. Now it's become a little bit more on the overextended side. I would definitely keep an eye on the 1-day 5-minute chart and to kind of see where it finds a support, if it does. As of right now, it's definitely pulling back and selling off. So if you see it begin to rally and you want to partake in that because you see the margin of profit to be worth it, then that's up to you, right? But yeah, I can definitely see why people are finding value, right? Well, not value, but seeing value on the technical side for Roku because of the margin that it has to recover. So AMD, nice. Still doing a really good job pushing up. So even with low volume, yeah, it's not aggressively pushing up, but it's still, it's still holding. It's not selling off, and that's one of the things that, we want to pay attention to. So right now we're right around the EMA line. We might begin to see lower lows. Here it goes. Now below the EMA line, so we'll most likely pull back and see. I'm excited. I'm excited to see if forward/CL does end up reversing. Cool. Or if it continues to rally, then we kind of go with the flow, right? We have multiple options, especially if you're not in a position already. Here it goes. Okay, so we got heads up on road. Very low volume, right? Not something that I would particularly... Okay, so I see why it is that you're calling it out. It sold off, it consolidated, the MACD, the RSI, it's finding a reversal, and now we're just waiting for it to break above the EMA line. So I could see why someone would see value in this for the overall uptrend pattern. I just, of course, because of the volume, I wouldn't trade it, right? But that's just me. But I really do appreciate you bringing this one to our attention. Oh... Okay, that's a pretty solid sell-off. Just a quick question, what's your SMA line at? Just like we've explained in the course, it's the same length on the course than it is here. And you could always see, when people always ask what's the length of any of my indicators, it's all provided for you in this line. Moving average, simple moving average, VWAP, all that. MACD, here. RSI, here. All the indicators are there, right? So if you're trying to look on simple moving average, it's 180. Here it goes. Can we continue to sell off on crude oil? So we're in the very early stages of beginning to show signs of a potential pullback. Wow, that's crazy. Um, I don't like to comment on, it's not even degas that tends to do well during the end of the year. It's usually and normally natural gas. So, but the market's been so all over the place that I still think that natural gas was bound to have a rally due to us approaching, um, you know, the winter months and colder weather, and the overall consumption of natural gas goes up. So the overall demand of natural gas will go up, and it kind of just makes sense, right? But I'm not gonna be here and be like, yeah, it's time to buy you guys, and when we have no confirmation, right? If you look at the 180-day chart, we've talked about this so many times. I think it's literally been brought up every single day. And so for others that love to ask the same questions that we get asked every single day, please, um, nothing changes with any of these questions that, get asked. So it's still below the EMA line. We're still waiting for higher highs. There's no indication of an uptrend. And why put yourself in a poor situation? This thing is still selling off. Can it push up? Of course, but it could sell off even more. And are you okay with losing, 40% before it gains and reverses and takes maybe 2 months to reverse back to where you're at? Why even put yourself through that misery? Just don't get in a position until you have confirmation. It's that simple. 'Can one scale a stock under the PDT rule? What do you mean? Scale it. Do you mean like scalping? Like getting it in and out? I mean, you can, right? But only 3 times within a 5-day period. Doesn't mean that it's impossible. You just have to make sure that if you're under the PDT rule, the way that I like to remind people, it's, when it comes down to buying and reselling cars, right? You're limited to the amount of cars that you can buy and sell within a year. When it comes down to day trading, you are limited to the number of day trades that you can take within a 5-day period. Therefore, so Polyman, can you add to a position under the PDT rule? Of course. You can add more, but as soon as you buy more, and if you choose to sell it that same day, even if you bought your initial position, 3 days before, if you buy that one day and you sell it that day, that will count as a day trade. But the whole idea is, again, if you're given a limited amount of opportunities within a period of time, what should that empower you to do? Be more selective, making sure that the, risk/reward ratio is worth it, and that it meets all your criteria, that you're extremely selective with, what you choose to do with. Alright, we just got the alert on AMD. AMD broke previous highs, right? So it made higher highs and now became a little bit more on the overextended side. So did the market have a solid push? Yep, there we go. So I was like, what caused this push? Overall market /CL. Yep, another push, right? So we should see that all with Amazon, Facebook, Apple, Netflix. Hey, this is just like Netflix. It takes forever to load. No? Is that just me? Why? Why does it take so long? There it goes. Roku pushing back. Alright. I was just joking. I have nothing against Netflix other than, Roku's still selling off. Cool. think about it this way. If you really want to trade Roku and you're so certain, I'm not making fun of you or anything like that, I'm just saying, if you're so certain that it's going to push up, right, and it's bound to push up, then do yourself a favor and allow it to sell off as much as possible. And once it actually begins to indicate signs of a reversal, then guess what? You built yourself more margin for a potential recovery. So set yourself up for success, right? There's a lot of margin to give back before it even touches the EMA line. So there's no reason to force that entry, right? Here we go, /CL. Again, becoming a little bit more on the overextended side. Netflix sucks, burn, truth. Oh, shoot, okay. You stole my joke? Ah, I see. Do you ever trade JDST and JNUG? I used to, not as much anymore. I have a little bit more of a focus on like oil, if you've noticed, right? And then natural gas from time to time. But, you know, depends on whatever I see to be more consistent. And then I'll shift back and forth. But yeah, looking at gold, right? It was selling off, pushing up, not selling off. It's kind of like all over the place, but I would honestly say everything kind of is, right? So it pushes up, sells off, pushes up, sells off, pushes up. It's choppy. It's been a choppy market to say the least. Natural gas has been the most consistent one, and it's been the most consistent at selling off. So I know all of you guys traders are like, yikes. But it's true. It has a very consistent pattern of it selling off. So do you prepare the night before? I set all my alerts and I just follow up with it. There's no reason to. I'm still very micro focused on a certain number of futures and ETFs and stocks. Therefore, it doesn't take me very long, Harrison, to just understand how the market is doing. I was genuinely surprised, right? Think about it. If you set all your alerts and all your alerts got triggered literally as soon as the market reopened, right? And there's an aggressive sell-off for crude oil, and then it just begins to recover, and then not only recover, but ends up exceeding where it closed at yesterday. That's pretty crazy. And it's relatively pretty close to where it hit highs. So it's literally all over the place. But yeah, I do stay up to date. I try to have a better understanding of direction. That's all I try to pay attention to. I'm not always like, there's not much else that I'm trying to focus on. It's what's the direction, and is it overbought and oversold? With that, I'm good. My apologies for yawning so much. Speaking of the PDT rule, if you have two separate accounts, Robinhood and Webull, are you good to do 3-day trades each per week? According to my understanding, they just restrict you per account. Therefore, if you have multiple accounts on different platforms, then there is no way for them to really be able to track that. But yeah. Ryan Hack is asking, how often do I snowboard? Couple times during the winter months, right? Me and the guys go to like Snowbowl and stuff like that up here in northern Arizona. So of course, Federico, let's go ahead and do that. Just tag me in the main chat, and then we'll dedicate some time to maybe just try to have like 2 to 3 stocks that you see value in and have them in the ticker call out format. I just want to have a better understanding of how you see value and then moving on forward from that. Federico, also, if you didn't watch yesterday's video, That video had a big focus on how to identify a quality pattern. So I would encourage you, it's not a very long video, to dedicate some time and to see what I talk about in the example that I give about that pattern and allowing an opportunity to present itself, waiting for confirmation and making sure that the margin of profit is worth it. I think that would be helpful leading up to you selecting the top 2 to 3 stocks that you see value in. So I thought it was a good video. I was pretty happy with it. So sounds good, Federico. All right. I'm really liking this 1 day 5 minute chart. It's really helping me be more patient with my entries and waiting for good confirmation. Yeah, right. I think one of the things that you can take into consideration is, the longer the time frame, the more true the direction is, right? So if you're still trying to day trade, but you want a more clear understanding of, smoother direction, right? Then you want to give it a little bit more time. Then I think that the 5 to maybe 15 minute time frame does a really good. I would say I like the 5 minute chart, but yeah, people sometimes use the 15 minute, 30 minute. Depends on what approach you want to go with. So watching the stream during class, flash, flash, flash. What is going on? Here we go. So we're beginning to. Okay, we'll see if it finds a support. Oh. 15 minute makes you a bit late to the rally. I agree, but sometimes if you're a little too early, maybe finding a nice balance might be good, right? I know you have multiple businesses. What is your main source of income? I live off of, for my personal expenses, like $2,000 a month, if that, right? My car insurance is cheap. I made a video yesterday about my car insurance on TechBet's Garage. Any of my sources of income can supplement my living expense. So, yeah, I don't have a main source of income or anything like that. Trading can, a good week from trading will pay for everything that I need. So, and by good week, I mean, even hitting half of my goal. But, yeah. 15 minutes. Yeah, maybe I should make a video about my personal expenses and how to budget. I don't know if that would be interesting enough for people. Yeah. None of my expenses are. I eat out every day. That's probably the most expensive thing that I do. But I eat out at places that cost $5 to $7 a meal. So, you guys would care for that? What the heck? Okay. I don't know. That sounds kind of boring, no? Okay. I'm going to be completely honest. It's probably not going to be much different than you, other than, the cars that I insure and, maybe the amount of cars that I insure, right? My 3 cars that I have under my insurance policy. I pay for my family's cell phone bill and my mortgage, and then my gas, food. What else? Everything else goes under business expense. If I travel for work. What else do I do? I don't know. Yeah. Let's check this out. What was this? Okay, big push. What's going on with natural gas? I thought something dramatic happened. it's still continuing with its flow, right? Nothing crazy going on here. Expense City. Here we go. Expense Chipotle, I eat there. Yeah. I feel like everyone does, right? Everyone that has a business, expenses are part of it. We want to try to save as much money as we can as long as it makes sense. Why don't you pay off your house in full? What's the benefit of having a mortgage payment over paying it in full? The interest that you pay, for our business, it's ideal to have some form of expenses. And everything that we do, we don't really have expenses. So having a mortgage, for our property management company that I have, or the LLC that I have, yeah, it's if anything, I'm going to be making a video about why I'm going to do a cash out refi on my house, and I'm going to take out $500,000 of equity that I have in the house, and then take out the loan, right, for a lower interest rate. My payment, I'll owe more, but I'll have out more cash. So, not even for the builds credit. I mean, I don't need that or anything like that, but it's more for, it's cheaper to have the cash right now. Like, cash is cheap to have, as in like to borrow, not to have, yeah, to borrow. Yep. That's the best way to put it. Debt is cheap, depending on where you are, right? In the position that you're in and stuff like that. So, yeah, but I've learned everything from the real estate agents that I've worked with, and I'm learning stuff every day, right? You just have to ask questions. Not to me. Don't ask me real estate questions. When I get real estate questions, you guys crack me up. I'm just like, dude, I know almost just as much as you. I've just I've bought maybe a little bit. I've gone through the process a little bit more, but connect with a real estate agent if you're interested about it. You're interested in learning how to trade, and guess what? You spend your mornings every day with me, and I'm sure you learn new things, right, as time goes on. So I'm a big believer in you surround yourself with people that you want to be more like. So I don't want to come out with a cheesy quote of like you are what is it, like a spin image of the 5 closest people you surround yourself with. Like, that's cool and all, and that's a very like cliche entrepreneur type of like post, but I don't even view it as that. It's like, I just want to learn more about wholesaling, then I'm going to hang out more with a wholesaler, right? I want to learn more about drop shipping, then I'll probably hang out with someone that has a drop shipping business and ask more questions. I want to learn more about what's something you guys are interested in learning more about. We got 10 minutes left until the natural gas report. If there was a business or a new venture that you guys would be interested in learning more about, spend more time with my actual friends. Yeah. Okay. Dr. J is saying cannabis. Anything that you would like to learn more about? Wholesale deals. 10-minute charts, very respectful. Let's see. I had a 10-minute time frame. Drop shipping. I like that. Real estate without realtors. Okay. Oh, that's funny. Women, okay. Dealerships. I like that. How to be rich? Yeah, it's always great to hang out with wealthy people, but usually wealthy people, if they're already wealthy, think about that. If they're already wealthy, they're probably not going to be talking too much about the business. But if they're still hustling and in the mix, right, of working every day, then you could benefit from that. But most likely, they're probably not going to want you around, right? I like that. Okay. Programming. I like this one. This has definitely been, I think, one of the ones that I enjoy the most. Would like to learn more about. I like that. Passive income. That's such a broad thing though, right? Passive income. There's so many things that fall under that. It's you need to be specific. Remember, like I want to trade in the stock market. Well, what do you want to trade? What do you want to focus on? Right? It's like what's your niche? Or what do you want to make a passive income on? You have to understand the market, right? Okay. I'm a software engineer. I like that, Isaac. I'm a programmer. It's boring. I find it interesting. It's a lot of problem solving, right? So I like that. How to make money on Instagram. There's many ways to make money on Instagram. I love this. Cooking since I eat a lot. Since I eat takeout a lot. I see. Okay. That was funny. Yeah. Do you know it's possible to program algorithms onto us? I believe, yeah. There's a way to set up, I believe, under studies, right? Edit studies. There's a way that I saw that you were able to, like, add some code, right? And that's something that I would be able to do, but yeah. Yeah, risk management, right, Sergey? TechBet's cooking channel. I like it. Yeah, one of the things that I'm working a little bit more on right now is not at all, like probably for like 20, 30 minutes, if that a day, playing the guitar. I used to play as I was a little younger, and it's like while I'm watching the charts and just allowing an opportunity to present itself, kind of like right now, we're just making small talk as we're waiting for the natural gas report to come out, as we're waiting for more action to happen, just something to kind of keep myself busy, right? Some people might have a harmonica. Let's hear those strings. Start learning the banjo, I like that. Geo. All right. $944. All right, sounds good, Flash. So are you riding the wave with /CL is what it sounds like, right? It's about at 944. You almost had to buy it yesterday, no? I just made time for it, Christian. It wasn't anything special. It was just I was drained every single day, right? Just because of the amount of work. But you know, there's a saying, right? Like you make time for what you want, right? And you don't for what you don't, right? So you can make excuses on why you can or why you can't, but at the end of the day, like if you're sitting back and relaxing and having a really nice dinner or spending time with whatever, it's not that it's wrong to do that, it's that you're making time for that because you feel like you earned it, you deserve it, or for whatever the case may be. I never viewed it like that. I was just like, I'm gonna work until I can, and my whole day consumed of school, work, and learning more about other things and practicing other things as I was doing that. So it wasn't anything special. In that case, yes, if it's actually real and they've pulled through with that. So they devalue the dollar than the backing of gold. I mean, that's not a positive notion, right, for the overall market. So yeah. Are you still learning the software code? No. We partnered up with a developer and yeah, he does everything, but it was just one that I've always been interested in. All right, guys, we got 3 minutes left. We're beginning to consolidate a little bit more. Let's see on crude oil. I see it. I don't know about you guys. I mean, the EMA line is not aggressively pushing up, and looking at its performance and how it did yesterday, right? It's like I could see that this could be in the very early stages of a reversal. Is that just me, or obviously you probably don't want to get in right now as it can continue to rally, but I can definitely see it happen, right? Yeah, so let's stay patient. If there's any time to be patient, it's now. Whenever you think that you're about to take a position, right? It's better to not be in a position than to take the risk and end up red, right? And to get in too early. So think about it. Do you normally, and this is something that you can all answer, do you normally get in too early or too late? So if you think, oh, I need to get in, I need to get in, I need to get in, think about it. It's like you don't need to, and if anything, based off of your track record, you tend to get in too early, which is not a good thing normally. Therefore, if that's the case, for the 1% that gets in too late or that gets in perfectly, you do you, right? But for all of us that struggle with staying patient and get too excited, then really allow the direction to present itself. Really allow the like, holy crap, I'm about to get in. No, I'm not. Man, I'm about to get in. No, I'm not. I'm going to wait, right? Be different. If something is not working for you, then don't be afraid to implement some form of change. 30 seconds left. 30 seconds left. Close out all your positions. If you do not want to experience a push up or a push down or any just volatility within your trade, right? Just as much as it could go up, it could go down. So if you do not want to experience that, close out your position or forever hold your peace. We got 15 seconds left for the amazing natural gas report. Who's ready? Got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom. Oh. Okay. Okay. Drew always coming in fashionably late. What's going on, my guy? Again, if you're in a position right now and it's right around where you bought it or where you sold at and you don't like the way that it's going, manage that risk, right? If not, then you do you. Or forever hold your loss. No, yeah, let's not do that. Come on, we're trying to be a change, right? Trying to be that change. There it goes. This one's really okay. It's generally where it was at before the market sold off or pushed up, right? Depending on where you were on this side. Okay. Yeah, it would have been a little bit negative, right? Because the overall supply is greater than... Yeah, so it makes sense on why natural gas should pull back at least a little bit. The supply was a little bit greater than what was expected, meaning that the demand was a little bit less than expected. But there's so many different things on top of that factor in that maybe that difference doesn't really even matter because it could become so minute. But there it goes. It's pulling back a little bit. I appreciate that, Jonathan. Or is it... I don't know if it's Jonathan. Is it Jonathan? Did I pronounce that correctly? I don't think so, huh, Jonathan? Jonath? Dang. That's a cool name. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Maybe I'm just too Hispanic. I haven't... You can pronounce it Janeth. Okay. Janeth. What? Really? Okay. It's Jamaican Chinese? Whoa. That is unique. That's exotic. Okay. Ricky, do you speak Spanish? Of course. Pronounce it right. Okay. Sounds good. Well, yeah, I think that's super cool. Okay. Armenian culture. Nice, nice. Sarkis. Alright. Yeah. Alrighty. How are we feeling about this? I mean, I don't know how you guys feel about natural gas. I like that it's sold off. If anything, again, you guys have to understand natural gas was an overall uptrend pattern. I still want to give it about 5 to 10 minutes. I think that would be only right? 5 to 10 minutes or as long as it needs for you to see that the market cools off, right, after this report. But you can see that natural gas was an overall uptrend. Therefore, if this thing pulls back, that's normally what I like to see, that whatever's uptrending pulls back and then it recovers, right? But after it consolidates. So /CL is dead. Okay. No, but I can definitely see why people are saying that. It's just consolidating a lot. We're approaching this SMA line. Yes, it can continue to rally, but I like it. I like the setup that it has. I think that it has margin to give back. Now we just need to wait for that confirmation. We have natural overall market overextended. It's bound most likely to pull back. I mean, it has before. So doesn't mean that it has to, but it means that it can't, right? So let's set these alerts and simply allow the trade to present itself. If it does, great, let's take it. If it doesn't, then guess what? We don't have to take a trade. Woo-wee. Whoa. Okay, that was a pretty aggressive sell-off. All right, so again, let's give this time to continue to, sell off or just identify, the whole reason that I like to wait is I like the market to just make what it wants out of that report, and then I want the volume to go back to normal before the report came out, right? Once we see that volatility begin to slow down, I feel like the direction will become a little bit more clear, and there won't be these huge shifts. So again, we got crude oil touching that SMA line now, so it hasn't done that in a while. So this is going to be interesting. I'm going to be watching crude oil. I'm going to be keeping a close eye. There it goes, and DWT. We'll see where it goes. It could 100% get rejected here. So we'll see what happens if, we find a support there on UWT or if it actually begins to reverse. So it looks like /CL wants to reverse, but let's be honest, it doesn't have to. It doesn't have to recover. It doesn't have to reverse, and crude oil doesn't have to sell off, but it looks like it's doing a pretty good job with it. So here it goes. All right. I like it. I like the CMA line curling down. I'm excited. Yeah, we can kind of go from there. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. How long did we go live for? About 50 minutes. So looks like crude oil is picking right back up again on the SMA line so far. So we'll see if it gets rejected by that overall SMA line. But yeah. So I really do appreciate you guys' time. Thank you guys for anybody else getting tons of snow? No, definitely not here in Arizona. But yeah, thank you guys again so much for your time. I really do appreciate it. I hope you guys have an amazing and blessed day. If there's anything that I can do to better assist you guys, just don't hesitate to send me a message. Federico, if you're still out there, again, we're going to be planning out your next trade. Just please have 2 to 3 stocks in the ticker call out format and why you see value in them, and then I'll kind of go back and forth with you. So really do appreciate everything it is that you guys do. Thank you. Hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. Let's stay patient. Let's stay consistent. Let's allow that opportunity to present itself. Let's enjoy the process. And like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it.